So hey guys, it's me Rebecca. So this will be the start of another weekly vlog. And so for today I've just done some more work I needed to do. And so I did go out, and if you saw, I did go to a library book sale where I bought 3 books. I did think of going for a bit of a walk, but we still have snow on the ground and the park, it looked like it is, I don't know, I wasn't wearing the right shoes, as I say. I was wearing sneakers, so I should have worn boots, but yeah. Like, I did get 3 books at a library book sale. The first being The Witness for the Dead by Catherine Addison, which I believe is kind of a part of the Goblin Emperor series. I don't think you need to read this series, nor I don't think it's mandatory to read this. I think the Goblin Emperor and be what I see standalone, but I saw this and I was intrigued, and yeah. And this is, well, when the young half-goblin emperor Adweihaiser sought to learn who had set the bombs that killed his father and half-brothers, he turned to an obscure resident of his father's court, a prelate of Ulyss, and a witness for the dead. Sarah found the truth, who it did him no good to discover it. He lost his place as a retainer to his cousin, the former empress, and made far too many enemies among the many factions vying for power in the new court. The favor of the emperor is a dangerous coin. Now Ciar lives in the city of Amal, far from the court, who not in exile. He has not escaped from politics, but his position gives him the ability to serve the common people of the city, which is his preference. He lives in modesty, but his decency and fundamental honesty will not permit him to live quietly. As a witness for the dead, he can sometimes speak to the recently dead, see the last thing they saw, know the last thought they had, experience the last thing they felt. It is his duty to use the ability to resolve these disparities, to ascertain the intent of the dead, and to find the killers of the murdered. So our skill leads him out of the quiet into a morass of treachery, murder, and injustice. No matter his background with the imperial house, Ciar will stand with the commoners and possibly will find a light in the darkness. And oh my word, this is heavy, but I also got The Child Thief by Blum, and my god, this is fucking heavy. And this is about 14-year-old Nick, who would have been murdered by the drug dealers, preying on his family had Peter not saved him. Now there is this big charismatic wild boy wants Nick to follow him to a secret place of great adventure, where magic is alive and you never grow old. Even though he is aware of Peter's crazy talk of fairies and monsters, Nick agrees. After all, New York City is no longer safe for him. And what more could he possibly lose? There is always more to lose. In accompanying Peter to a grey and ravaged island that was once a lush enchanted paradise, Nick finds himself unwittingly recruited for a war that has reached for centuries, one where he must learn to fight or die among the devils, Peter's savage tribe of lost and stolen children. There, Peter's dark past is revealed. Left to wolves as an infant, despised and haunted, Peter moves restlessly between the worlds of fairy and man. That child thief is the leader of bloodthirsty children, a brave friend, and a creature driven to do whatever he must to stop the flesh eaters and leave the last wild magic in the dying land. Yeah, I've read 2 of Blum's books. I've read Krampus and Silver, and I've enjoyed both, so I'm very much intrigued about that too. I'm scared to reading it because it is quite heavy for paperback. And the last book I got was The Lost Village by Camilla Stan, and this was translated by Alexandra Fleming. This is about this documentary filmmaker who's been obsessed with the vanishing residents of an old mining town dubbed The Lost Village since she was a little girl. In 1959, her grandmother's entire family disappeared in a mysterious tragedy. And ever since, the unanswered questions surrounding the only 2 people who were left: a woman stoned to death in the town center and an abandoned newborn. have plagued her. She's gathered these Moku friends in the Motu village to make a film about what really happened. But there will be no turning back. Not long after they've set up camp, strange things begin to happen. Equipment is destroyed, people go missing, gassed out, bleeds, and fear. And their minds begin to crack. One thing becomes startlingly clear to her. They are not alone. They're looking for the truth. But what if it finds them first? So I'm very intrigued about that. And with all that, I have done a bit of reading. If you saw my last vlog, and that's why I was living purposes that I did go to small under so there, but anyway, I was reading Tiger and the Wolf by Adrian Topsky. And I was mentioning how I was thinking of DNFing it, but I think that was mainly because I was quite tired from yesterday. It was just a long day for me. Yeah, I don't know, I'm still not like fully connected to the story, the characters. Like what I read mainly was Wokenax, who is the man hunting mainly on her father's orders, hunting her in the chase, and her like basically running in circles or something, like, and it's like when she thinks she's gotten away from him, he's there. So yeah, there's that, and seeing like her and the snake priest kind of developed more trust, like how he'll carry her through in her raw form to prevent like the tracks and whatnot. Like it was this, and it chases essentially. One from whom knows the forest quite well, and I think it's interesting with Manly. She's never really known the forest. She doesn't know the forest. She's never really known anything outside I guess, area of her village. So it is interesting to see that. But yeah, and eventually she and the snake priest, like it's cold and they're hungry and come across a bear because they see the smoke from his fire. He invites them to sit and whatnot, and he gives them a fish. And Oganags, who is the name of the hunter, basically, he joins them, and it seems like he and the bear, they're acquainted with one another. But the bear makes, I guess, this deal with Oganags that he'll keep Manly and the snake priest for the winter, or they'll go and do their own thing, whatever. But Volcanax will leave and he'll come back in the spring again. I don't know, that just seemed a bit easy. Like, I'm curious about Volcanax, is like what he wants to accomplish, like why he's playing this game when he knows how desperate Mommy's father is to have her back to achieve his own mission. So yeah, there is that. And with Mommy's father, since we're already on the track, is that with the fact he sent someone from his village out to hunt Money as well, and she failed, and she also lost her son. Her son was killed by Money, and Money's father sees like how easily it is for trust, and I guess people feeling like they can put faith in him and whatnot, and to be used against them. Like if someone feels like they can have faith in him as the leader of the tribe. And if that person has enough power or is popular enough, it will turn others against him. So we see how easy it would be for him to lose that power he holds so dearly, and I think that's something very interesting. But also seeing like he has, and this opportunity arises that allows him to gain more power and become like the High Chief of all of the wolves when the previous High Chief is currently sick, and he's gonna go and stay by the bedside because that would be a good word of mouth, a good thing to his reputation. So yeah, there's that. And with our friend Asmander, we don't really see a lot of him. Like, we see how he's on this mission, and it seems like it's to prevent some sort of war, and he's doing his part by discussing things with the wolf. And there's like this quote he mentioned that I like. It's like he didn't want to be part of the river because the river is like a link to home, and if he is away from the river, he loses that connection. And it's like quite interesting seeing like that, because the river will always lead you home or lead you to your destination, and how water can connect us to our home, even if we're thousands of miles away. Like it's, I don't know, I just like that. And yeah, and I also like seeing how the customs of this land, like how it is proper to bring a gift to your host or to the people whose land you want to cross, whether that is a physical present or something like doing servitude in the sense like of gathering the materials, and if you're staying at the house like as a guest, or if the leader of the clan decides to have someone in your party lay with, I chose a member of his clan, so I guess it's like to show gratefulness or a sign of favor or something. I don't know. I like how that is a thing in this world. So yeah, I guess I'm still intrigued to see exactly what this Mandor is trying to accomplish, and seemingly I'm curious to see if Manli's father will actually lose the power he wants so dearly, or what. So yeah, I think that's all for now. So it's the next day, and I've just done quite a bit of work. Like my hand is, I don't know, it was just a lot of reading I had to do for something, and yep. But I have learned I don't like reading on my laptop or tablet. It's to say like, I don't know, it's like this, like the glare or something from light that's giving me the headache or what. But yeah, not for me. But it was a 50-page thing, and I just didn't see the point in printing it. But yeah, and besides of that, I did do quite a bit of reading of The Tiger and the Wolf, and I'm on page 292, and there are definitely things about this novel that it's intriguing me. Like I am intrigued about, I guess, the political aspects of it. Like when Manny's father, Akrit, gets to, I guess, the tribe of the High Chief, he sees like other chiefs are there, other people are there. They all are in competition with one another to try and win favor with the High Chief's son and to become High Chief themselves eventually. And then I think it's quite interesting, like how they all have to play nice. Yeah. And another aspect of the novel that I like, that I find quite interesting is that it is important that when you die, that you die in your animal form. So if you are a wolf, you have to die as a wolf. And for the High Chief, he is spending most of his days in wolf form to prevent the risk of dying human. Because when you die in your animal form, it allows your soul to move on. You're able to be reborn and whatnot. With wolves, it seems like they go first to from cold and mute wolves, where they are just wolves permanently until they do pass on. Yeah. And if you die human, you just haunt the place here, like you're not able to move on, and that aspect is something I do like a bit. And we do finally get kind of like a bit of I guess connection and two stories with Asmander, who he meets Akrit when he knows they travel with, get to the High Chief of the Wolf tribe, and not the best timing in the sense like when a High Chief does die, his son does demand that one of the like travelers do stick around to be offered a sacrifice. Like he tries first to get to the girl, the plainsman who was sent with Asmander to like follow him or whatever. I'm not entirely sure what her mission is. And Asmander, like he decides no, that he's gonna challenge someone, and if he wins, he and his people are able to move on. They move to their next destination, and that's what happens. And it is a fight to the death, and the person who was put forward as like I guess the competition does die, and like even if it was a fair competition, even if it did follow the wolves, like there are talks with the wolves to see if there's somehow to manipulate the wolves to see if they can get revenge for this stuff, but it seems like they're not able to, and the travelers, they're like, yeah, we probably should leave. So that's what happens. And with Moni, like she is having dreams about like the two sides of her, so her wolf side and tiger side, they're battling each other out, trying to win one another. Like and take over her soul, and she is worried that if she doesn't make a decision, she risks losing both both of these parts of her soul, and become a plain human. She cannot decide so if she wants to be more wolf or more tiger. Which I guess that the dilemma she has is something I do find quite fascinating. And she decides to try and take a leaf out of the horse's handbook, in a sense. As I think I mentioned in last week's vlog. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in this, but I think last week's. But with the horses, like if someone is adopted into the horse clan, they give up their old animal, so adopt the horse animal, so to be wholly part of the horse clan. And she tries to do that by having a serpent priest she's with turn her into a serpent, and he's not able to do that. Like that's not possible. So, and with her, it seems like Volcanax, who is the person hunting her and who her father wanted her to mate with, he didn't know that her father was gonna have her be his mate, and he's like, you don't have to worry about that. But he's still gonna come back for her in the spring. That was the deal with the bear person he made with. Like for him, it's like even though he's not part of her clan, even though he's a lone wolf. I mean, even the lone wolves, like, they desire company, and that's really why he's doing what he's doing, to ensure he can keep the company of her father. And it seems like there's something else there. Like, she thinks for a moment that he might be guilty of what happened with her mother, or of what he did to her mother, but that doesn't seem likely. He sees like a hunter's in her, and even given her a hunter name, which is like, oh gosh, I wish I had written it down. Many thieves or many helps or something like that. I can be so on them. Yeah, and in order to kind of delay the inevitable, she's given this opportunity when the brother of the bear she's with comes and is like, yeah, the mother of the bears has summoned him to be the leader or something, and he has to go to talk to her. She and his priest go with him, and because where the meetings at this like thing, this gathering of many priests at this sacred place, and Mani's feeling Volcanax is not gonna try, and it has to be that he has to be there by the spring. Anyway, that Volcanax will not try and take her in this sacred place where he could be cursed. So, I mean, when she is there, she does see her father and the priest from her religion, but they don't see her. She also sees Tiger, so I don't know. Soon she'll be making a decision, or if it will be forced upon her. Not entirely sure, as I do have a few hundred pages left of this book, but yep. I think I'm just here. I don't know. I'm still thinking it's fine, personally. I don't think I'll be continuing on in this series. I am just intrigued to see, like, how things play out, like, if she chooses and what side she chooses, or if it will be a choice that's forced upon her. So, yeah, I guess I'm just intrigued to see where that goes, and we need to see more of Asmander's, like, mission, because it seems like he's there just to prevent some sort of war with his people. I'm not entirely sure what that's about, so yeah, I think that's all for now. So it's the next day, and I just done some work and whatnot, and I did do a bit of reading, not as much as I did yesterday or a couple of days I guess. I don't know, I was only really able to read about 60 pages, which is still quite a bit, but I'm on page 356, and I would say I do like with Money and the two sides of her, like the tiger side and the wolf side. She's felt alone with the wolves because she had this tiger side, but when she's with the tigers, she feels alone because she is wolf. Like, she might be tiger, but she has wolf features. and a frame and everything about her outward appearance screams wolf. Like, she's not gonna be accepted into the tiger clan, I guess. And I don't know, it just made me think of like, I guess I'm not mixed race, but I'm assuming if you were like, it's sort of like that, like you're accepted by one part of your identity, one part you're accepted by, I guess, part of your culture, but you're not accepted by the other part that makes up your culture. I don't know. That makes sense, but I'm thinking like that, like, oh, she's not really being accepted on your side in her case, I guess. So. Yeah, and we do as well see her reunite, that's to say, with her father, and at the like meeting thing. And again, this is like a very sacred place. You're not supposed to fight or any sort of violence. And when Akrit sees her, he chases her and tries to attack her. Like he treats her like she's a mere possession. Like he just calls her the girl. Like he never calls her by her name. It's like she is a mere thing for him to use. This possession. This thing. This thing he possesses. And then such a horrible relationship. Like horrible father. Like yeah, and there was some. Oh yeah, and yeah, he kind of chases and tries to attack her in a secret place under the watch, under the eyes of all of the gods, and then something hasn't come from him. She tries to renounce her position in the clan, and that she is now a lone wolf, and he's not getting taken out in anything. He tries to attack her and whatnot, and the reason she does get away, and when the son of the now deceased high chief of the wolf attacks him, and there's a fight, and inevitable, and then eventually Akrit kills the guy, and from how the scene is described, it seems like the guy died in human form, so it's not gonna be able to move on by as well. That, and I'm wondering if this will have consequences with the fact like he did attack someone, he killed someone in a place that's very sacred, in a place where the gods have eyes. I'm wondering if he'll face the wrath of the gods, but I'm also curious because afterwards we see that people in other clans, they're now more afraid of him, so I'm wondering if that fear will lead to him being attacked and his clan being attacked, because they will view like he's so big-headed, I guess, that he doesn't care about this sacred place. So he'll attack anyone anywhere, so they'll attack him to protect themselves. I'm wondering if that will be, or if they'll just be simply more afraid to do anything about it. Like, I'm curious to see about that. And with Money, like when she escapes, she finds the tigers and she goes with them and whatnot, and when she gets to their land, she is being tested in a way. Like they take her to the tiger god who doesn't seem to really accept her. I don't know, she's kept in this warm self thing where she's waiting judgment. She's there for some time. Like the tiger people are waiting to see if the tiger the god accepts her or disowns her, and yeah, she's just there, and eventually she is like let out of this stuff. She's like pampered and dressed up, made look nice, and then taken to the throne room. And when she first gets there, it is empty, and she thinks like, "Is this for me?" Like she's so confused. She tries to escape and sees broken accents, and then turns back to the throne, and then someone sits on it, and then it's her mother. Yeah, we do learn that Broken Axe lied to Akrit and he didn't kill Manye's mother, and with this, like, her mother does recognize her and sees her as her daughter, like, and she has been kept up to date with what her daughter's been up to through Broken Axe. Like, she knows this girl is her daughter, but there's no connection now. She doesn't feel anything towards her daughter. So that is quite interesting. Like, all her mother sees is wolf, and that's all she ever is. Like, she is an outcast in the Tiger Clan, and what I was talking about earlier, she's an outcast there. She's an outcast with the wolves because of the two sides of herself, and she tries to, I guess, blend in and do what she did with the wolves, and by this time I'm letting the tiger side of her take over, and she does try to do that, but still, like, she's not fully tiger, and she feels that neither tiger or wolf will have her, and she is lost and scared, and she does start having dreams, and then the snake priest who she was separated from in events of everything that happened earlier, he does find her, so yeah, that's where I ended it, and so I'm curious to see what happens next. I think for me, right now, I am very much curious if Molly will find her place in this world, because right now she's very much alone. She doesn't seem, I mean, it seems like it will be a found family sort of thing, because the snake priest, he is alone as well. And so I'm wondering if the two of them will be together and start their own clan of outcasts, or if they will go with Asmender back south, or well, I'm just curious to see really what's next for Mani, if she will ever be accepted. And that's what I want for her to find, this acceptance, because it seems like she's just very much alone in this world with these two souls trying to battle each other out, and neither of seem to be winning. Like, it's like with scale, if it was on a scale, it's like they're balancing each other out, and so like one might have more power over her if she allows it, but for her, both tiger and wolf are who she is, and she cannot imagine living life without the other when she chooses one. So yeah, I think that's all for now. So it's the next day, and I've just done work and whatnot. I also fell asleep a bit. I don't know why. I just woke up today like around 4, and all day I've just been so tired. Why am I like this? But yep, and I have done quite a bit of reading actually of the Tiger and the Wolf, and I'm on page 458, and so, I don't know, I just don't feel very much connected to the characters. I think for me, the thing that's keeping me intrigued is like seeing Manly. I will never be able to say it, I'm so sorry. Just kind of like trying to find her place in the world, find her people, find like where she belongs as well. I am curious to see like if she does make a decision on what animal soul she'll keep, or if that will be a decision made for her by another entity or someone else. Like, I'm intrigued about that, but yeah. And with her and the tigers, like, we do see, like, she just tried to prove to herself and to like others that she is tiger, even with her wolf features and her wolf frame and everything that makes her that screams wolf, really. And it seems like they just don't accept her at all. Like the other tigers don't accept her. Like her own mother doesn't accept her, and we see how we do really see like during this meal that they have, like her mother does know that she is her daughter, but she looks at him and she sees his wolf, or she sees his her father, and it's like the conception, I don't know, the conceivement, I guess, of Manly was like something that was done against her will, so I'm guessing there is trauma there from that, and like her experience with accurate and seeing Manly is bringing up this past trauma, and this affect her. And yeah, Manly, she decides just to leave the tigering, so now the tigers and the wolves are both chasing her, and we see that chasing, we see like how other animal clans, they notice that the tiger clan, who is getting more and more powerful, have taken an interest in her, and we see how she is captured by what I'm assuming is like the falcons or some sort of bird, because of the fact they want to see, think what she is about. They are curious about her and see like if they doubt the tigers they have her, what will they do? So I mean, we only see that because she's rescued, and I don't know. And the long one, yeah, she does start when she leaves the tiger. She starts traveling with the snake priest who was traveling with Esmander and his crew. And you see how they're ambushed by the wolves again. They're attacked. They are able to get free, except the snake priest who was taken as sacrifice to the wolf god. And Molly and Broken Axe, they go and rescue him and whatnot. And while they're doing it, Molly overhears this conversation between her father and a priest of her clan. And it seems like her father is worried about consequences from the other gods, from what he did at the sacred place and the murder of someone there. And it seems like he seems to be tested, and he's like kind of just tired of the waiting, and like he just wants answers if there will be wrath, and if I guess he thinks with the tigers getting more and more powerful that is the consequences of his actions. So yeah, I am curious about that. And I mean, the rescue is successful for the snake priest. Like, he was not treated well, and he was getting sick anyway, so he didn't die. And yeah, I don't know. It's like this last section there was like 2 or 3 times where they are getting chased or attacked or something, and yeah, they're on a one trying to get to the bear that Mommy and the snake priest was with earlier. And while Mommy is in her wolf form, because it will allow her to track faster, something happens where it seems like the tiger and a wolf so in her fought, and they canceled each other out, and she's not able to shift like at all. Like, it's like she lost both of her souls. So that was quite interesting. I am intrigued to see if that will happen again, because that kind of somehow resolved itself. She's still quite weak, but yeah. And yeah, after the chase, and Esmander leads her and others to her clan and right into her father's hands to fulfill his deal with him. Esmander was promised shoulders if he returns Edward's daughter, and yeah, Esmander did that. And but it seems like he felt a sense of guilt by doing that. So yeah, now that's where I've left off, and I guess now that's one of the pictures I'm curious about. I'm scared for her because her father seems like a piece of shit. And as well, his opinion, I would say, of Broken Axe has definitely changed on his who he will assign to be her mate now. And if Esmander, if he will try to do what's good for his people and getting them the shoulders they need, or if he will do good in keeping, I guess, the promise, or really keeping the snake piece in her, because it seems like he did care for the snake piece, even though we never really saw the friendship between them. So yeah. And again, I'm just very much curious on like if Manly will choose, or somehow she'll embrace both. So yeah, we will see. So yeah, I'll see. So it's the next day, and it's quite a gloomy day, which yeah, it's unfortunate. Like, I did have plans to go out, but honestly, no. Which is good. I did catch up on some work and whatnot. So yeah, but I did do quite a bit of reading of the tiger and a wolf, and I'm on page 564, putting me in a good position to finish this either today or tomorrow. I think highly likely tomorrow, just because I don't know how much reading I will want to be doing today. So yeah, it just depends on my mood. So yeah, but again, I don't know, it's not fun. It's fine for me. Like, there, we see immediately how Monty's father kind of treats her after everything that's occurred. Like, he still wants to use her as a pawn, and he even whips her to, like, force her to swear loyalty to him. And I just felt nothing about it. Like, I don't know, like, and he's doing this because he still thinks he has this grand destiny, and she's gonna play a part of in him achieving that. And she doesn't warn him that her mother is alive and that Broken Axe alive, which digs that grave deeper for Broken Axe. And yeah, and eventually he does decide that if she's not gonna be able to serve in a way he initially thought, and that he's gonna give her to the wolf as like the ultimate sacrifice. Like, he's gonna sacrifice his only kin, his only child, and it's like supposed to show the wolf and the others that another wolf clans that he is loyal to the wolf, and that he will show that he is worthy of the position of High Chief, because in a way, even though like he proclaims he's High Chief, yet the other wolves haven't agreed to that. Like, it's not official that he will be High Chief. So. But and Money, like, she's still battling like the two sides of herself, like, because she kind of she thinks she's letting down both of the gods. Like, she has this dream where the tiger god and the wolf god both come to her, and the tiger's like, I'm not ashamed that you're not turning your back on the wolf, and the wolf's like, I'm not ashamed you're not turning your back on the tiger, and it's like her being chased. And yeah, I guess it's this to show like she has this decision, and she kind of put it off any longer. And and we learn from the priest that someone else has come forward to be sacrificed, someone else has been captured, and we learn later when Asmander goes to rescue her that it's Broken Axe who's going to be the sacrifice now. And the priest, he also informs her of this other secret, which it's not revealed to us as the reader, but from hints in whatnot, it seems like it's also a secret not that Akra doesn't know as well. And I don't know. From there's this scene when Akra, he's not lecturing her, but he's kind of performing this monologue, and he mentioned something about her being his daughter, or him being her father, and she flinches, and it's like, could it be something about her parentage? Like, we have 20 pages left. Like, I don't think it's gonna be revealed. So, yeah, and so that's interesting. And also, we see how we do learn from the priest that he did try to force her to make a choice with how he treated her. Like, he tried to force her to choose Wolf by treating her the way he did. So, see, that wasn't exactly successful. It did lead him to this false belief that he was, I guess, momentarily. And with his Mandarin rescuing her, it seems like for some reason he was inspired by Broken Axe. In a way, he's a lone elf, but yeah, he's still loyal to others. Like, he still cares a lot about other people, and in a way, he feels bad. Asmander feels bad for letting him down. And there's that, but yeah, after they rescue her and Broken Axe, they travel while running from the wolves, and they end up in a horse camp where it's not just the horses, it's like the bear from earlier, Loud Thunder, and other animals like deer, boar, everyone coming together to try and, I guess, protect her. And we do learn that there's this little girl who claims to know Molly, and when Molly tries to leave, she stops her, and it turns out it's this naked priest who's this little girl, and it's like, she was reborn when it's like a snake shedding skin and like skin into a new form, and it's like, which I do think it was quite interesting. Like it might have the snake priest's like wisdom, but that's really it. Like there's nothing in this little girl that Molly recognizes as the guy she knew, as the old man she knew, and I do like that. And with Molly, we see like how, in a way, she was like her father in the sense like she tried to make herself the center of the story, have everything revolved around her, but she's come to the realization that it's not all about her. Like there are other people, other factors at play who are controlling her narrative, like her father trying to control her, her mother trying to control her, the wolf and the tiger both not controlling her but making things more difficult for her. And before the snake priest reveals that they were reborn, she tries to leave because she thinks she's just putting other people at danger because of her past actions and whatnot. And yeah, and with the snake priest, she does have this plan to help Molly. Like it's not like she can choose this sort of thing. Like something I'm not sure it wasn't exactly made clear to me, but involves going to a sacred place, which she, Book and Axe, and the Southerners, as Mander and his crew are referred to, kind of perform this ritual. Normally, she will be in Godland, and she'll have to navigate her way for that. I don't know. The whole thing is just not entirely clear to me, but while she is in Godland, there is a fight with the wolves and the tigers both attacking the people she's with, and there's a fight, and yeah, where the skin had and a whole thing. Like, yeah, it's just a whole ordeal. But now it seems like with Mommy, she had to do what she did because she didn't have any other choice. Like, the tiger and the wolf saw someone in her, and they were fighting one another, and it was causing her to get physically ill. She passed out because of that fighting. Like it was starting to take an effect, I guess, on her physical well-being. So she just didn't know so yeah, I guess I don't know. I'm just curious how this will end. Like I'm definitely not reading the second book of this because I don't know. I'm not very much intrigued in that, and I just didn't really care for most of this book. Like it's fine, but yeah, I'm not okay. I mentioned in my last vlog or in probably the beginning of this vlog I did think about DNFing it. I DNF books when I just don't care anymore. Well, I don't care about the continuation of her story. I am curious to see how this will end, if she will make this ultimate choice, or if there will be this third option that wasn't visible to her, or that she didn't consider before, that wasn't not offered, but yeah, that wasn't available to her before. So, and I do want to be enough really when there's a thing, and when I'm thinking to myself, I don't care, I don't want to do this, and I kind of do care. So yeah, and I think that's all for now. So it's the next day, and I've just done some work and whatnot, and I did finish The Tiger and the Wolf by Adrian Tolkowski, and I'm gonna give this 3 stars. Like, I can connect to the characters, like I've complained, and honestly, I think for the majority of it, I just didn't care for it. Like, I don't know, it's just fine, I guess. So. But we see how Equity, like, he knows he's losing the faith and the loyalty in his clan, and he fears he'll lose the loyalty completely from all those the closest to him who have, I guess, authority in the clan, including the priest, and he really wants his daughter dead to show the wolf in the world that he'll not be denied his destiny. However, it seems after he kills Broken Axe, they lose their loyalty. Like, they looked at him like they're frightened of him. And mommy, she's chased by the tiger in a wolf, and I did so and I did like how she finally like took control over them. Like they're part of her, and she controls them. They don't control her. Like I like that. But then she turns on. There's this other thing, and she becomes this like a whole other thing, a whole other entity. Like the way it's described is like she's not a tiger or wolf. She is every animal in the world in her part of the world like combined into this one thing. I don't know, it's quite interesting. Like, she's something completely new. But yeah, she and her father fight, and he just win for a moment, and even though he wants her dead, like it would just look even worse if he was a kinderslayer, so he tries to have the priesthood, and yeah, we get confirmation about her parentage later on, really, and when her mother shows up, and she and Akrid fight, Akrid dies, and whatnot, and yeah, like, even through her mother still has some resentment towards the wolves for what they did to her, she will give her daughter this one thing and she'll leave the wolves alone as long as they leave her alone, so that's the end of that. But yeah, some time passed, and I don't know, we see how the other clans, like, they are uncomfortable because she is this new powerful thing that they've never seen before, and they don't know what she is or what she wants, and I don't know, they just wonder like what her plans are, and she's like, she just wants to be left alone. She just wants to travel and explore the world. Like, except that when she goes to the Mother of Bears, it seems like the Mother of Bears is anticipating something that will happen, like some sort of war, which is why she had her son be like the war leader and whatnot. So yeah, normally when she does come back from her travels, will help. But yeah. But I'm not continuing on in the series, so I just don't really care. So yeah, 3 stars, and yeah. And I have also started a new book, which I'm afraid of how that will go, just because I don't have the best record when I finish one book in a day and I start a new book in the same day, if that makes sense. But I started Ink Blood Sister Scribe by Emma Torres. This is the dust jacket, the actual book sitting right in front of me, but I will tell you, I'm on page 40, and this is about this family who've guarded a collection of ancient and rare books that let a person walk through walls or manipulate the elements. Books of magic that half-sisters Joanna and Esther have been raised to revere and protect. All magic comes with a price. Who in 4 years the sisters have been separated. Esther has fled to a remote base in Antarctica to escape the fate that killed her mother. And Joanna has isolated herself and her family home in Vermont, devoting her life to the study of these cherished volumes. But after their father dies suddenly while reading the book Joanna has never seen before, the sisters must unite to preserve their family legacy. In the process, they'll uncover a world of magic far bigger and more dangerous than they ever imagined, and all the secrets their parents kept hidden. Secrets that span centuries, continents, and even libraries. And so far, I would say I am intrigued. We start the novel with Joanna finding her father outside the house with a book in his hand, and she doesn't question if the book did it until much later, because she was wondering like what caused him to break one of his most cardinal or important rules, which is never to take a book outside that house, which he did. And so yeah, that's how we start. And then we jump 2 years later, and we follow Esther, who's working in Antarctica, and she moves very frequently. Apparently her father once told her she must move on November 2nd, or the same person or people who killed her mother will find her. And she did take that quite seriously. Like, she moved all over the world, and this time she decided to stay because of a girlfriend. And while she's at this like welcome party for the new people at this station, she smells this like very familiar scent of yarrow, and which kind of, I guess, frightens her, makes her curious, just because that would be unusual. And when she goes to the bathroom, she sees on the mirror that there's signs that someone is performing magic. Someone on the base has a book, and and then we go to Joanna, she's figuring out like how to make the ink that's written in these books. Apparently, the ink, the magic behind these books is like very in ink that not even scientists have ever seen before. Like scientists weren't able to learn what exactly was made of the ink, or except that the ink was made out of blood, which is unusual. Not unusual, but I guess quite strange. Like Joanna's trying to perfect the recipe, and she's been unsuccessful so far. And we also learned that her father and Ezra didn't tell her the reason for why Ezra had to move away, why she left, like that to Joanna, and seems like Ezra just up and left them, and like that she abandoned them, and that she's just sent them postcards, and that she'll never come home. So I'm wondering if and when the sisters do unite, if that will definitely cause tension, but if Esther will talk about it openly, or if her father was like, don't mention this and peep to your sister, you understand me? Yeah, like there's some resentment because I mean her sister didn't abandon her and has seen so much of the world. Like she sends Joanna and Joanna's mother Cecily postcards, like. And we learn that Esther's mother was killed by book dealers, and that the books that she owned were stolen. Apparently, books in this world, specific books in this world, they're like art pieces or diamonds, like extremely rare, extremely valuable. People hoard them, people sell them on the black market probably, so that is something that I do find interesting, the way people treat books. Like everyone wants them, and people will hold on to them and do it. Apparently, Joanna's father's collection was like of over 200 books. So. Yeah, and after her father's death, Joanna did find this notebook in his possession where he apparently did try to destroy the book that was in his hand, but by like giving it blood or something, and this sucked him dry, so he was unsuccessful. Like I'm wondering like what exactly is this book and why he was trying to destroy it. Like I do have some questions. And I do like with the house, like how there are wards around this house that leave it like so protected, like no one's able to find it. People forget about it. Like if someone's like, oh, where does Joanna live? Go in town, like up the mountain, down the mountain, like if you cannot find it on any Google map, you will completely forget about it. So yeah, I do like that aspect of it. Yeah, I think so far I am very much in shade too. I don't know, not really much in info. I think that's just because I am quite tired today. I don't know why I'm always so tired, but yeah. And I think that's all for now. So. So it's the next day, and as you saw, I did go out. I They go to the library sale as well. It is quite a warm day, like it's in the mid-50s, so I did go for a bit of a walk. And that was beautiful, as you saw. And the weather, like, it's kind of been changing nowadays. Like, in the morning it was quite cloudy, it drizzled a bit, and then the sun came out, and since I got home, it's been cloudy and sunny, and I don't know, it's been all over the place today. Like, the weather is gonna be all over the place today, because today is in the mid-50s, like I said, but tomorrow is supposed to be back in the 30s, like. And I also did my grocery shopping, so yeah. And at the library, so I only got 2 books. I got The Witcher Instant by Caroline O'Donoghue. And this is about this girl named Witcher who is a student working at a bookstore when she meets James, and it's love at first sight. Effervescent and instantly heterosexual, James soon invites Rachel to be his roommate, and the two begin a friendship that changes the course of both their lives forever. Together they wind through the streets of Cork City, trying to maintain a bohemian existence while the threat of the financial crash looms before them. When Rachel falls in love with her married professor, Dr. Fred Barn, James helps her devise a reading at their local bookstore with the hope that she might seduce him afterwards, but Fred has other desires. So begins a series of secrets and compromises that intertwine the fates of James, Rachel, Fred, and Fred's glamorous, well-connected Bruges wife, Haugen with the ungraded love, shot through with a delicious sparkling humor. So, yeah. And I also got Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, which I believe is these two war correspondents and who are competing for this position at our newspaper. And I believe the girl, what is her name? Iris. She is writing letters to her brother and puts them under the wardrobe, thinking they're being sent to him when really they're being sent to her competitor woman. So, yeah, I don't know, it's like a war. It's inspired by like World War I or II. I don't remember which one it was exactly, but it's well with God, so I'm very much intrigued about that. And this morning, before all of that, I did read a bit of Ink Blood Sister Scribe, and I'm on page 120, and I would say I'm less intrigued. I would say, like, I don't really know what's really going on with exactly the plot, but I'm intrigued just to see how the story unravels. And we see Joanna's mother, Cecily, how she resents the books, really, how she thinks that they've controlled her husband's life, they control Joanna's life. Like, she thinks that the books have caused them to be trapped in this house, and Joanna doesn't feel that way. Like, she chooses the life, like, with her books. Like, she loves it. Joanna loves books. She loves the magic that the books bring her. Like, we see how she finds joy in it. And we also see that once Cecily, like, she tried to destroy the wards of the house by burning them, and I guess after she left, she was like banished. Like, she isn't allowed to go back. Like, Abe, Joanna and Esther's father literally wrote a note that he left them. That to prevent Cecily from coming back to that house. And see how before she left, she and Abe constantly fought, and even though they tried to hide it from the girls, like, they still knew, like, there was tension between their parents. And we also see, like, that Cecily, she invites Joanna over with dinner, with lunch, and Joanna is, like, worried about Cecily's behavior, like, when she learns Esther has probably finally set down roots after so many years, and Cecily, she says she'll tell Joanna everything, but really she tricked Joanna and trapped her inside Cecily's house to prevent Joanna from resetting the wars. Like, the wards have to be set every night, and by trapping her, like, it makes the house visible, I guess, if the wards are down. And Cecilia is doing this because she thinks it's better for Joanna. I don't know, like, in a way, Cecilia is a bit of a hypocrite, in a sense, like, she resents the books, yet when she left, she took some books with her, like she also has this wonder for magic, so yeah. And speaking of magic, apparently, like, you are born with it or something. I'm not entirely sure how that works, and I'm hoping really more. But Joanna, she could hear the books, and I guess that when she learned, or she told her father that she could hear it, it's like, they realize, like, she has a connection to books, that she's able to utilize the magic that comes with you. However, with Esther has no connection to the books. She's not able to use them. She's not able to do magic. And initially, when Joanna was born, Esther didn't see differences between them. Like, she only saw the similarities, how they liked similar things, they disliked the same stuff. But yeah, when Joanna revealed that she could hear the books, what are all of these differences? And also, we learn with Esther that her father told her that she is putting them she's making them vulnerable, that the wards can't protect anyone while she is living them, which I'm not sure if, like, I mean, it seems like the threat to Esther is quite real, in a sense that we do get a flashback to her, the one other time she ignored her father's warning, except this one was unintentional. She stayed over at her boyfriend's house and forgot to leave. And when they woke up, they were attacked, someone had broken in, and yeah, she realized, like, how serious her father was, and yet, I guess she, in a way, she felt safe in Antarctica, because it's quite, like, an isolated environment from the rest of the world. Like, it's not the easiest place to get to her, but still, it seems like someone is getting to her, and she tries to communicate with whoever is using the magic through the mirrors, and she is told she has to go home to her sister and is given tickets and a passport that will allow her to go back to the US on trace. Like, it's the passport and the tickets, they're all under a, I guess, different name than her own, and a more, as she put it, a more wasp version of her name. Yeah, and we also see it seems like she did decide, and she told her girlfriend Pearl that she was sick, and Pearl went to her room to leave her some soup and whatnot, but when Pearl left and Esther went back into her room, she noticed this precious book of hers was stolen, a book that was, I guess, the only thing she had of her mother's, and she thinks it was Pearl who took it, because Pearl was still alone in her room, so I'm curious to see if that's actually a thing. And yeah. And we also are introduced to this new character named Nicholas, who is in London, and he is the last scribe, apparently. Like, he is the last person who is able to create books, and we see how that puts him, like, he's quite ill. His health is quite poorly, like, he has low iron and whatnot, but also we see how it makes him quite vulnerable, in the sense he cannot really leave the house, or the library as he puts it, or he calls it, and if he does, he needs a bodyguard. And like, and we learn or see the last few times he did leave the house, he was attacked. Like, we see that when he was in Los Angeles a decade prior, that he was attacked so badly that he lost an eyeball, and he has a prosthetic eye, and more recently, or when we are introduced to him, he's at this party where someone's, like, introducing this wine that they apparently said is, like, from the 1860s, it's rare, blah blah blah, but really it's, like, an illusion. And you see, like, when he and I guess his uncle's girlfriend are going back home from the party, they are attacked, and the guy who killed him, access to the library. He is killed by Nicholas's bodyguard, and yeah, we see how the constant blood loss affects him, and he, in a way, he resents the fact he has this ability because he is so isolated. Like, he is someone who desires this freedom, and yet for his own protection, he has to isolate, he has to hide. And his guardian, his uncle, both his parents were killed because of him or protecting him. It seems like the uncle really doesn't care that much about him or himself. Like, it's like he writes off, oh, it's this, oh, he's blood loss, oh, he's always been ill. Like, it seems like with the uncle, he only cares about utilizing Nicholas's skills, whether that's to make profit, like with the guy who they sold the book to create create the illusion of the line, or to create the truth about to them who could have like betrayed them and whatnot with the staff who live in the library who also warned. So yeah, I'm curious to see about that. Like, really see how if Nicholas's like uncle will use him in more ways, like for his own purposes, and I'm also intrigued to see like what will happen when awards are done, because what I finished off in chapter 8 is Cecily trapped in Jonas. I am curious what will happen when awards are down, and what will happen when Esther comes home. There are still a lot of questions I have, so yeah. And since it is Saturday, that also means it is the end of this vlog. So if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, tell me what you've been up to recently. If you want to, please subscribe to this channel, and if you want to follow me on any social media, all those links are down below. I'll see you guys next time I post